Hey guys, Noel here, and it is Tuesday night, and we got a little bit of free time on our hands. Thought it'd be fun to do a video game review for the video game section of the Noel Comics YouTube channel. You know, I've never been much for racing games, but I am one for Sega AM2 and their very cool aesthetic and accessible gameplay, which has been brought to us through such awesome games as Virtua Fighter, Fighting Vipers, Sonic the Fighters, Shenmue, so on and so forth. So, a while back, I was ordering some Sega Saturn games off of Etsy, and the guy just decided to throw in a complimentary Daytona USA, the Japanese version, which is what we are going to be reviewing today. Now, the Pandemonium Sega Saturn YouTube channel has a great review of this game, but he says how, you know, this game graphically wasn't up to snuff according to, I guess, people of 1996. Thought Ridge Racer looked a lot better on the PlayStation or something like that. I gotta tell you, I did not pay any attention to that debate in 1996. All I knew is I had a Sega Saturn. I liked it. My friend had a PlayStation. He liked it. And, we each kind of saw the merits in the system. We didn't even really compare and contrast that much. I remember going to play Ridge Racer at my friend's house a little bit, and I just remember it was just a racing game with Galaga in the loading screen. And I didn't really get to play Daytona USA till I was an adult. And one thing I noticed about this game is this is the most accessible and fun racing game I have ever played. So without further ado, let's get down to the world of, really emotional, energetic J-pop and bright-colored car racing. It's Daytona USA for the Sega Saturn. Here we go. Okay, here we have it. It is Daytona USA for the Sega Saturn. We'll turn this up a little bit here. Now, one of the things that Sega Saturn was always criticized for was not having Sonic, at launch. And to me, one of the easiest things in the world would have been to put Sonic as a, kind of a little joke, fun, hidden thing in Daytona USA. Because there is a code you can punch in to actually be a horse, like an actual horse. So rather than just doing a horse, they should have just done Sonic. And it would have been easy to get a polygonal model of Sonic just running around with the cars. Because I gotta tell you, the horse, it's cute and funny, but come on, Sonic's whole thing is speed. Anyway, there's two modes on here. You can do arcade mode, which is like a timed mode, and Saturn mode, where you have no time when you're just racing cars. So let's do Saturn mode. And there's a few cars you choose from, and there's only 3 levels, but in real Sega AM2 fashion, these levels are easy to get into but hard to master. I always like the first level the best because it has the very iconic rolling start. You can just kind of see your different cars here. Anyway, we're totally going with automatic here. Now, I've never seen a racing game with this kind of aesthetic. It is so engaging and cool. So this game is pretty easy to control. It's very intuitive. Just pass the cars and try to get in first place. If you get in first place, you get a cool credits screen. If not, just keep trying. And you got 3 tracks to master and get into first place. I love this track just because I love the music, and I think it's the easiest and most fun. The other tracks are cool too, but I don't know. This track is just really easy to get into, and I really can't stress enough how good the music is as I flip upside down here. I'm going to turn this up. I don't want to wake up my family, but you got to hear how great this music is. Now, I'm playing this on a PVM again, so, I just think this looks really good. The colors really pop. you know, textured polygonal graphics, which were the style at the time, you know. And yeah, I don't know what there could possibly be to complain about this game. It's smooth as butter to play. And again, I gotta tell you, this music, it just takes you to a whole other plane of just energy and passion and excitement and, you know, just visceral video game fun, you know. So as you see, you know, your car flipping around and the cones flying through the air. You know, and the people will try to compare this game to, like, the arcade and said, oh, the arcade looked a lot better. It's like, I don't really care. I think this looks fantastic, so, you know. And, I mean, I know there were other Daytona USA games. Honestly, this is the only Daytona USA game I've ever played, and again, I don't know, just the music and the aesthetic, it really speaks to me. And again, like, I'm not someone who really likes the racing game genre. This is the only racing game I ever sit down and play because I want to. Like, I have Virtua Fighter 2 on the PlayStation, and I remember I used to mess around with that in high school and have some fun with it and think how cool the cars looked, but, like, compared to this game, I mean, that game is not as fun. Like, I mean, I'll sit around and just play this game for fun. Like, you know, I'd want to, like, play a fighting game or something like that, you know. It's like one of the, it's you know, it really speaks to Sega's ability to make really good, you know, arcade-style games where you can just kind of pick up and play and enjoy yourself. Did I get it? I think I did. I did it.
You made it.
And now we can just sit back and listen to just this song of angels right here. I mean, I love that rolling start too. I mean, there's like so much energy there. If you beat Virtua Fighter 5, I believe this same guy sings the credit songs. And even just down to how you, like, enter your name and how they spell game over, just the aesthetics on this game are just super creative and cool.
Now, list your name, the other champion.
I think there's something if you, like, put VF, I think it gets you, like, Virtua Fighter music to play or something along those lines, but I was gonna put my actual initials in. So yeah, so that is my favorite part of Daytona USA. It's just, I can just play that track so much because I have so much fun with it.
Please select a race course.
But what the hell, let's try this one. I'm not gonna be as good at it, but we'll give it a shot. But yeah, that track, I love that track. I love the music. I love the rolling start. The fact that these other levels don't have rolling start is a real letdown as far as I'm concerned. But I love that loading screen too.
3, 2, 1, go!
Again, really good music. Not quite as you know, emotional as that first track where he's like, oh, oh, oh. But you know, this is kind of the whole point of the game here. Is, you know, you just get good. You just keep playing each of the 3 tracks until you just get really good at each of them. And I mean, it's really more of a quality over quantity, and I think that makes the game both digestible and challenging and fun. Really, I mean, this gameplay is, again, probably the most, I mean, definitely the most fun I've had with a racing game. And I'm not good at racing games, so as you can see on this track, I'm nowhere nearly as competent. I'm in 18th of 20 right here, so that's not great. So you'll see the losing screen as well as the winning screen for this exciting review. But, you know, I mean, so I have Sonic 3D Blast, and I love that game. You know, I mean, it's not like as good as Sonic 3 and Knuckles or anything like that, or even Knights, but it's got a really great special stage made by Sonic Team, and I can just totally see that Sonic model running on this track here. You know, I mean, especially considering how badly Sega of America was itching for Sonic at launch, you know, like, I know they wanted Bug to be a Sonic game, so, I mean, the least they could have done is say, well, hey, can you at least just throw Sonic in Daytona, USA? My good friend, friend of the channel, Brave or Grave, he always gives me Christmas cards that incorporate the Daytona, USA race car, and I believe my Sega Saturn battery died, but a while back when it still worked, I do believe I did have the Daytona USA car unlocked as a fighter in Fighters Megamix, so that was fun. Which, again, didn't have Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, I mean, it's so dumb. Like, I understand that Sonic is more popular in America than in Japan, but, like, they really did not have their eye on the ball in terms of the international market, Japan, in terms of, like, the Sega Saturn, you know. It's like, we finally got Japan figured out, and everyone else be damned, basically. And then you had Bernie Stolar, not Burley Stolar, although maybe he was a little chunky, I don't know. But, you know, Bernie Stolar, he just could have given a shit about the Saturn, so. At least if you listen to, Victor Ireland talk about the whole situation of Working Designs fame. So, you know, as you can tell, and I've said this before, I have spent by far the least time with, you know, this track. And I haven't spent much more time with the other track either. I just really like playing that first track over and over again. It's so fun. It's a little reminiscent of, you know, how people talk about Green Hill Zone in the original Sonic. You know, the other levels are good, but something about Green Hill that really stands out. Maybe that's why there's like a Green Hill or some kind of equivalent in like 99% of the Sonic games. Yeah! Well, at least we got the goal.
You placed 18.
Yeah, that's no good for anyone. Yes, we're going to spell game over there. Just you can all know how badly I deserve that game over. I wonder what happens if I put VF here. I think it's this. Is this right? I think that's only if I get in the rankings though. So, all right, last track we'll do. I'll show you guys the third track.
Please choose manual or automatic transmission. Automatic. Gentlemen, start your engine.
All right, here we go. Vroom, vroom. You gotta be careful on this track, because sometimes you can, like, accidentally, like, turn into the pit stop area, and I don't want to do that. This has got a good song. There's a big Jeffrey statue right there. Now, understandably, Virtua Fighter was like the biggest game in Japan at the time, I believe. It was a big real cultural phenomenon over there, so, you know, I get why they put Virtua Fighter in here. We're gonna have some real fun with that. You should go put instead of having a horse, go have like Jackie running. Like this Jackie, like hoofing it in the Daytona. He's a race car driver. For 20 out of 30, that's not as bad as, you know, our last race. Come on! I've also heard people complain about the draw distance on this game, and I mean, I'm not really I was gonna say, not really noticing anything, and then I go careen out of control there. I mean, it is kind of remind me a little bit of like driving on a foggy night, where it's like all of a sudden something pops up in front of you, but I'm not really noticing like, oh, I'm just seeing. It's not like I'm playing some like 80s adventure game on like the PC 88 or like the MSX, where like the stuff is just getting drawn in front of my eyes, you know. No! Oh man, I got totally turned around. There's a lot of weaving around this track here. Yes, there are some blue skies here. I mean, it's not, I don't feel so much about draw distance as much as it is just the hair, what do they call it, like hairpin turns or whatever. Everything is, it's very windy. If you don't pay attention to the arrows, you know, you're really gonna get in trouble here. And pedal to the metal here. I mean, this game is such a breath of fresh air in terms of like the presentation. No, I'm not alright. I just careened into a ship. Well, 17 out of 30, it's a little better. And you basically just keep playing these racetracks until you figure out how to get first. I mean, that's the game, so.
Now, this is your name, the other champion.
Try that VF thing again here. Nah, still doesn't work. All right. Well, there you have it, guys. That is Daytona, USA for the Sega Saturn. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 95, which is the year I think this came out. Fantastic game. Highly, highly recommended. Until next time, guys, my name is Nola. You take care. And always remember to put your hands at 10 and 2 and be aware of your surroundings. Always pretend you have 90 eyes. That's what my grandpa always said. All right, guys, you take care, and I'll see you in the very near future for more video game review fun on the Noel Comics YouTube channel. Bye-bye.